Hello everyone, welcome to the Voice of India Energy Leaders exclusive podcast series powered by Energetica India Magazine. This is your host Abha Rustgi and today we have with us Mr. Bharat Singh TN, Director Marketing and Sales, Ningbo Deye Inverters. Hello sir, how are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
So sir, could you briefly introduce yourself and the role of your company to the viewers?
Yep. So myself, Bharat Singh, I take care of sales and marketing for India and the North Africa market. So Day was born in like a year of like 2002. We started with the manufacturing of molding machines and molding components. Then like we acquired one of the Chinese biggest R&D company who was giving R&D support to five top Chinese inverter brands. Once we acquired the company, we thought of having our own inverters as a DOE. Initially, globally, we actually came up with the to their regions through the OEMs, to their main local brands.
Okay.
We studied the market, we studied the grid quality, we studied about the grid parameters, and then like we introduced our products. Initially, like we came up with our product called string inverters and micro inverters, but it was already in the market, global market, it was already spread. So we came up with our own new technology called hybrid inverters, which gave name and fame to the Day globally. Now we are supplying to 140 plus countries and we are having almost 20 plus service centers globally. And we do it through our distributors. We don't sell directly to any of the projects, we through the distributors and the marketing partners.
Okay. So, as Day is a prominent name in the global inverter industry, so could you tell us what has shaped your leadership approach as you are handling a team of so many people right now?
So, when it comes to the leadership thing, everyone thinks about, okay, like he has a lot of power and something like, but that is not true.
Okay.
The reason is, as a leader, like we get the talented people from different departments and put them in a group and make it as a team to work well and do the best. So this is what like we have been doing, and in both the regions, India and North Africa.
Okay.
India, we have been doing it from past 4-5 years in India as a DOE brand. But when it comes to the North Africa market, like it is the start. The reason is, in North Africa, people were not much aware about the solar.
Okay.
Because they were getting the oils from to run their diesel generators from the Gulf countries, being again the Arabic countries. Now, once from past couple of years, like when DOE and other brands also are going into the places and educating them about the solar, they're understanding it. So as a leader, yes, we are building a team of talented people, and that motivates a lot to work with them and make it a success.
Okay. So, while leading the team, what are the most common challenges that you face?
As I told, like we have different departments which has to coordinate with each other.
Yes.
So that coordination thing is little bit tough. The reason is, we being a Chinese company, so there are few departments in China, like let it be research and development, let it be manufacturing and logistics. And here in India, like we have sales, service and marketing. So all this team has to coordinate with each other. The coordination becomes like a little bit hectic. So managing them and getting it happen, it's like challenging.
Okay. So, the inverter technology has moved drastically in the recent years. So, could you walk us through that?
Yes. Uh, 2014 onwards, like we have been listening about the PV inverters. Yes. And like it is happening. Many tells that it is like for 25 years, 30 years. But when it comes to the inverter, photovoltaic inverter or the lithium battery for the battery storage, it is not for 25 or 30 years, because
Okay.
solar module is a passive one which just extract the sun power and convert it to the give it to the inverter to convert. The major role of inverter is to convert from DC to AC and give it to your load. And there are a lot many components, electronic components inside the inverters, which degrades as the year goes on. And as a module gives a degradation chart for 25 years, the same way like we cannot give, because project to project or to the inverter to inverter, that components varies. And also its a degradation becomes maybe 5 years or 10 years. So maximum what we tell is like 10 years is the maximum one. So we have seen that a period now where earlier like we were giving 5 years warranty to the inverter, 8 years, and now we can tell like 10 years can be given to the inverters, not beyond that, because after that we have to replace the inverters. So this is the like what like the roadmap or like where we have
Okay.
path we are seeing.
Okay. So as compared to the global markets, how far do you think India is still in basis of technology?
Uh, Technology adoption is what Indians are able to see from past 2 years now. We are able to see even the India is coming up with the manufacturing of the modules,
Yes.
because it's like an easy process. It's not a difficult process, but now India wants to do the backward integration. Let it be
Yes,
the
correct.
cells, let it be the wafers, let it be the ingots. So that is little bit challenging, and India can achieve that in another 5 years, not immediately. So this
Okay.
is one part of solar module manufacturing. When
Yes.
it comes to the photovoltaic inverter manufacturing or lithium battery, now government of India is giving lot of PLI schemes or subsidies, but we are not able to adapt those opportunities and get the technology into Indian market. The reason is China, if you compare, or the Europe. Europe has its own markets, like let it be US or let it be even India. There are like 10% of market share what Europeans still enjoy with good efficiency product or good quality product with the premium prices.
Okay.
But that 10% is not sufficient. China sees for the mass potential one. So for China as a day, India is a mass potential one to them, and we are planning to get our technology to the Indian market manufacturing part. But it is a bit difficult. The reason is getting complete technology into India is an easy task, but manufacturing it, buying the components at the price what China is getting for the global manufacturing, but India would be manufacturing only to the India, and later stage it will be giving to the other markets. So initially it's like a challenge, but yes, as a day or any other brands, everyone are trying to put up their manufacturing and technology in the Indian market.
Okay. So as you just mentioned that government has announced several schemes. So why do you think it is difficult to adopt them, or should, according to you, should there be any other policy that could be introduced?
No, not on the policy. The policy, whatever the government has announced now, the PLI or the subsidy on the manufacturing plants, so that is really good. But that is not sufficient. As I told, China is a global leader.
Yes.
He supplies to the 140 plus countries or like more than that. If you take an example of Deye, we supply to 140 plus countries. So
Okay.
to that particular 140 countries, like we manufacturing in China. So it is like a bulk manufacturing. So in bulk, when we are manufacturing, we will be importing the components in bulk at better prices. If we do the same thing in India or maybe any other Southeast Asia country, we are already planning in Hong Kong now. So
Yes.
the third would be in India.
Okay.
But we won't be getting the components at the same prices. It will be under different prices, and the prices will go high.
Yes.
Only the thing what the government can do more to attract Indian manufacturing of inverters is to increase the subsidy, increase the basic custom duty,
Okay.
which is present at 20% now, but it is not attracting or like advantage to start manufacturing in India. Once the BCD or basic custom duty increases, yes, there will be like a lot of scope for Indian manufacturers or the Indian Chinese to invest in India to manufacture the inverters.
Okay. So if we talk about other manufacturers in India, what according to you are the basic problems that the customers are facing and the manufacturers are not properly informing them about?
Yep. So there are like names, good names in India who are claiming it's like made in India inverters, but
Yes.
again, the technology or the 80% of the product, what we call is like a printed circuit board assembled one,
Okay.
PCBA. So that comes from China. So the dependency on the electronics is still with China, and other part is the service. If there is no technology in our own hand in India, or if we are not manufacturing from the scratch, then service also like we have to depend on China. And there is also another concern of the transit from time. It will be like 16 days or 24 days time. So EPCs will not wait for that long.
Hmm.
So that is the challenging now, but it can be mitigated very soon. As I told, like basic custom duty, once it comes and manufacturing starts in the India, so these all issues or the problems can be mitigated.
Okay. So have you ever received any absurd requirements that we want this technology and this price should be there? Anything funny that you would remember this time?
Yes, this has just happened like recent days, couple of months back. There are like top 5 Chinese manufacturing companies who are doing in India from past 7 to 8 years at very healthy margins, because these companies will never run out because they are globally present in lot many countries. So they are majorly concerned about the service.
Yes.
So we all keep healthy margins to sell into the Indian market and to maintain and give the service for 10 years. But there are new brands who wants to enter into the Indian market, seeing the mass potential of the country.
Yes.
They want to just enter, throw some prices and run out. They might run, they might run out, not run out. But the prices what they are supplying, they will definitely run out, because even 2 years or 3 years service they cannot provide at that less price. So seeing this situation or the thing, all the EPCs or the buyers from us are expecting the same prices. So this is like little bit funny, like having a very good technology and having the plans of giving service for 10 years. So we cannot come down to that pricing. So that is the funniest part, like what we can say. But that is the reality. It cannot happen. It cannot go for a long term.
Okay. So what are the trends that you are expecting in the upcoming 5 to 10 years in this technology?
India has not seen much of the rooftop installations. Whatever we have seen is like only the utility ground mount projects where central inverters were used, and now there is like the shift towards like rooftop, where they're asking every roof has to have solar plus storage.
Yes.
And then whatever the power they're storing in the battery can be exported to the grid at uh, good tariffs. They can earn money from the discoms. Even discoms has to depend on the non-conventional power from different various sources at higher cost. To reduce that thing, they can ask the consumers to generate their own power, store and pass on to the discoms, because if you see, there will be never shortage of power requirements. Day to day the power requirements are increasing.
Correct.
A scenario, if you see, earlier if a family was in 1 BHK, they will be moving to 2 BHK, and then everyone wants air conditioner, so the power requirement is increasing. What discom can do, they have to depend on the non-conventional sources. So instead of that, like what benefit what the consumer can give is, they can export the power to the grid, to the discoms, and they can make money. And apart from that, even the utility sector where the big plants are solar plants are there even the government is asking to make 20% storage. So storage will have like its own time now. It's a like era for the storage now for the next 5 years.
Okay. So what are the most common after sales services challenges that you are facing?
As we are as I'm handling India and North Africa countries,
Yes.
North Africa are like well advanced about the servicing. The installer or the project who does the installation, they keep very good margins to the consumers, and also the distributors keep very good margins to EPC. Even we get good margins as a manufacturer in that particular regions, North Africa or maybe US or European countries, because they know if any inverter is getting failed,
Yes.
it has to get replaced, it has to get repaired, it has its own time.
Yes.
It's not that like there are like 100 inverters installed, maybe day 1 there'll be no problem, maybe day 10 there will be an issue with 10 inverters. So let it be any manufacturer, replacing or repairing the 10 inverters in a short span of time is like not possible. It's like a very difficult one, challenging one. What the Europeans or the North African does is, they get their inverters removed, the faulty one, come to the nearest service center, drop it there, collect the refurbished one or the repaired ones for the time being, so that their generation should keep on going. Once the repair is done or replacement is done, again they will come back, take it and install on their own. But in India, it is not happening. Indians think about like getting free service or a free warranty during their warranty period, which is also like a true as a like
Yes.
Indian mentality. Like we all think the same way. Even like if you ask me, even I tell the same thing to the consumer goods, like what we are using, washing machine or fridge.
Yes.
But it is like not the same in the inverters. It's like a
Okay.
purely not FMCG product. It's not the consumer product. It's like an electronic product which is making your days better by
Yes.
earning you. So people have to understand, let it be from the installer purpose perspective. They have to keep good margins. The installer has to support the consumer by picking the inverter, getting to the service center, getting repaired and replaced. So this thing like which we want to adapt in the Indian market.
Understood. So recently there were some geopolitical situations.
Yes.
So did you also face any challenges during that period, or are you still facing any of them?
There are issues still going on. See, there are like three segments. What happens? One is the private sector,
Yes.
who doesn't care about like what brand or which country you are getting the inverters from. Second thing is the subsidy market, where government has fixed 78,000 subsidy for the each rooftops. And third thing is like purely government projects, where they tell it has to be 80% or class 1 Indian manufactured inverter, which in today's date there is no such thing. So these projects are getting delayed.
Yes.
But when it comes to such scenarios, yes, like even we have faced such issues, because we were not able to participate in the tender. And in the future or in the present also, like there are such tenders coming, but we are not able to participate. But we are
Okay.
happy with the private and subsidy projects, where there are no questions asked like which brand or which country of origin of inverters are used. But to mitigate or to overcome these problems, manufacturing in India is the solution. So which we are in close talks with the government and the government officials, how exactly we can do that manufacturing in India.
Okay. So what are your upcoming plans, like in terms of any new investments, any new partnerships, or any new technologies that you are currently working on?
New technologies again into the storage. So
Yes.
because they has its name and fame because of the hybrid and the storage. So we are coming up with the cost-effective, affordable, efficient inverters to the Indian market. We have launched our off-grid inverters. So who doesn't want to export the power to the grid only for self-usage, they can go for the off-grid inverters. And the batteries, lithium batteries, like are now compared with the lead-acid batteries are at very lesser price. So we are introducing such products. So technology wise, like we are into the race and we are number one, because in 140 plus countries, like we have been number one from past 3-5 years. When it comes to the investment, as I told, yes, we are in close talks with the officials how to get the investment, foreign investment into manufacturing the inverters in India. And also, as I heard recently, 51% has to be from India. Even that thing, like we have finalized. We are just in top, maybe in the verge of finalizing the manufacturing plant in India. So then, yes, definitely all the problems or the issues will be solved. And this is our plans for the maybe technology or the investment in the manufacturing.
Okay. So if we talk about residential consumers, so what best could they know to how to select the inverter which is best suitable for their systems or their homes?
As being a residential consumer, they have to first identify what is their load requirement,
Okay.
and then consult a good EPC nearby their location. And every residence has to go with the solar plus storage now,
Yes.
which has been affordable compared to any other products now, consumer products, because it is making their life easy by earning them the money.
Yes.
Storage, and they can export it to the grid, and that is how like they can do. So it's like a message to all the residents that like they have to go for the solar plus storage with the good brands, as they is having both lithium battery and the hybrid inverters. So that will be like a one-stop solution for their requirements.
Okay. So my next question is, you must be getting the information about the renewable energy from somewhere. You must be reading books or watching TV. So what is your main source of information where you read about renewable energy and what trends are there?
See, As a manufacturer, we don't get much time to focus on what is happening, maybe from the government policies, let it be any new technology, what other competitors might be getting. So we depend on the media platforms, like Energetica is one of them. And we don't call Energetica or any other marketing agencies or like as a like a media platform. We talk as like a marketing partners. The
Okay.
reason is they're also part of our journey. They give a lot of informations. Let it be through this podcast, like we are able to communicate to millions of people. And the magazines, like what we get, it's for our reference to know whether what is the industry insights. And also the conferences, what happens through these marketing agencies. Energetica does the conferences. Through that, like we are able to meet the buyers, consultants, and the decision makers. So media partners are required, and this is how like we are able to get the market insights.
Okay, so if you have to rate Energetica India from scale of 1 to 10, from bad to good, how would you rate?
I can tell 9, as I told, conferences, podcast, magazines, and the websites. So these are all like making people to understand like what is renewable, what is storage, what brands are present, what are the advantages of these brands if they install this brand of inverters. So I can rate 9 to the Energetica.
Okay. So my next question is, as we are here at the Intersolar India 2026 in Gandhinagar, what do you think these platforms play a role in, promoting renewable energy?
Uh, this platforms like the exhibitions gives us advantage of the time to showcase our products and solutions, give time for us to or the time for the buyers or decision makers to come speak to us one on one, to see the products, to know its how it works. And also it gives an opportunity even for us to understand like what is the market requirement, what are their demands, and same like we can tell to our R&D and get our works done. So this platform gives us like more information to have one on one interactions to share our knowledge.
Okay. So any particular trends that you have seen this year? Although we are still on day one, but still, if you tell.
I haven't gone through the complete exhibition yet, but like the as we seen in past thing, yes, there are like new technologies on the modules, new like 25 to 30 years it is coming, and also in the inverters, like many are coming up with the hybrid inverters and lithium battery, lithium storage. So these are like the trends like what we were able to see in the expos.
Okay. So if you have to give a 30-second message to the investors who are looking forward to come into this sector, what would you say to them?
Um, Renewable energy is like a booming industry. It's like a futuristic, because like we are in renewable we are adding the storage and as I told, manufacturing, let it be investment on the manufacturing, let it be investment on the project installation, let it be investment on the IPPs, PPAs. So this industry is giving very good returns, not just for short term, for the long term, because PPAs will be signed for 25 years. So 25 years they can earn that money, and return of investment nowadays like it has reduced to 3 to 4 years. So this is like what message we can give for the investors. The market is open, still like not mature enough to throw it out. It is still new, and like we can invest.
And any message to the young professionals who are looking to work into this sector?
Yeah, for the young professionals, yes. As India, like we want like many entrepreneurs,
Yes.
and this could be one of their interest to show their entrepreneurial skills, because it is still, as I told, like nascent stage. Lot many things has to be done: project installations, consultations, let it be after installation, the service, maintenance. So the industry is open, and if any young talent wants to start his business to be an entrepreneur, renewable is the good source.
Okay, so ending this podcast, my last question to you is: do you think there is a healthy competition in the industry, or do you think, or do you feel that there is a monopoly and young professionals would be reluctant to enter?
No, there is like not healthy competition.
Okay.
As I told in the earlier talk, new brands, new Chinese brands or the Indian brands to grow in short time, they are throwing out at a lesser prices,
Okay.
which is killing the success or the time energy spent by the big brands who wants to serve to the residents or to the consumers for 10 years. So that is healthy competition is not there, but it can come back because government is putting up a lot of restrictions or a lot many certifications or the mandates, so that will restrict the smaller brands to enter, which will encourage the bigger brands like us to serve to the nation. And message would be, yes, whenever you're choosing solar to be installed, please check it out with your local consultants and the installers, which brands, and they can reach out to us directly. We can also educate them what is their load requirement, how much energy, how much solar they can put. So that's
Okay.
from my side.
I think that answers all our viewers' questions. Thank you so much for
Thanks a
your time.
lot for your time. Thank you for inviting us. Thank you.